absolutely okay to feel like trading is impossible, that you have no edge, that it makes no sense. It was exciting and something might have worked. And then for the last few months, literally nothing has worked. And you could blame the markets, you could blame Trump, you could blame the Fed, you could blame whatever you want. But I'm going to tell you right now, even for all of the best traders in the world, they've all gone through so many times like you are right now and still have come out the other side. You are going to always feel as if something's up, you're a step behind, the markets are getting better, the high frequency traders are always going to kind of take you over and humans won't matter. It's part of the game. And the question is, are you going to push through that and figure out how to still succeed, right? Because the regimes are always going to keep shifting. There's no silver bullet in trading, right? There's no technical charting tool that's going to kind of solve it for you, right? If you go read Market Wizards or something like that, you have all these different people with all these different styles and lives and whatever. They all figure out a way to make it work. And what is the overlapping thing for all of them? It's risk management and the ability to endure and keeping their seat at the table so that they can keep trucking along. And eventually they win. You want me to be blunt about it? There's probably a reason why you're holding yourself back, why you're not succeeding, why you always feel like a step behind. And it's often because of a few things. One, shiny object syndrome, right? You got this AI capex build out, you got robotics, you got bonds, maybe they're finding a low, you got stocks ripping to all-time highs, you got crypto, whether or not this is a good opportunity, you got all of these things. And as you track around, if you don't have a specific edge in any of those, you will always be kind of the last in line to participate. You know what I mean? The timing is just going to be off there. You need to be kind of more committed to a specific sector, to something that's interesting to you, so that you can actually determine what your edge is. Another thing is you're going to be following what other people do, copy trading, right? And again, this might go back to it worked once, it worked twice. And you're like, this is how I do it. I just follow the people who know what they're doing. I don't really know. I'm just through osmosis going to kind of follow them and I'll have the notifications on. Bro, again, you're getting the information when you're supposed to be getting the information. If you going back to the old poker adage, like if you don't know how to spot the fish at the table, you're the fish, right? Even in copy trading, you're always, even if it works, like you're always just a step behind, like the perfect entry. You're not going to really understand the mindsets of those people as to why they might want to get out or take profits or time horizons, anything like that. So copying somebody else's trading, their execution, their style, their mindset, their time horizon, that has nothing to do with you. And that's where we got to lean into, right? I'm very big into this, like trading archetype, finding your own lane, sticking to that lane. Everybody has something that fits them perfectly. And what we're going to do in this video is go through a lot of the questions that you should ask yourself and actually write down, so you can start to kind of funnel yourself into the perfect asset class, the perfect execution, the perfect time horizon, the perfect risk tolerance for you to actually kind of have an edge in some of these markets. So let's look at some of those questions. All right, question number one that you must answer right off the bat. What is your risk tolerance? And by the way, the answer to this is okay. For whatever popped into your mind right there, it's okay. Do you have a very low risk tolerance? Do you hate losing money? Do you just like imagine yourself dropping $5 on the ground and that would bother you for the entire day? Or do you have a high risk tolerance, right? Where you are just swinging all over the place. You never really know what your net worth is. You're doing DraftKings, you're betting on Polymarket, you're in crypto meme coins, you got stocks over here, you got some cash, and you just kind of don't care and you can operate at a high functional level. That's going to be a lot different. Those two people are going to be a lot different. A lot of people live somewhere in the middle, including myself, right? But I lean honestly towards the more risk averse type of person. I want to find opportunities that are asymmetric to the upside and very low risk to the downside. Now, I'm still working on that, right? And that's something I still battle with at all times, but at least I know and I'm confident in the types of bets that I'm looking for. Okay, so second, ask yourself, what's your goal with the finances here? What's your money goal? Are you like a long-term investor? Do you want to build wealth over time? Are you somebody who's looking for highly volatile short-term gains? Do you feel like you're behind and you want to start to actively manage stuff so that you can outperform certain benchmarks? Again, the answers to these are all fine, but just start to know what you're looking for, right? Because if you're somebody that needs high flying action, you're trying to get short term gains, well, maybe some low volatility commodity or bond ETF or something is something you don't want to touch, right? Maybe you do want to look into the poly markets, to the meme coins, to the altcoins, to the AI frontier robotics stocks, things like that. All right, those are going to fit your personal profile a bit more, and you have to just start to be okay with that. Like maybe your buddy who's crushing it is in a bond trade or whatever, but that's not you, so that's okay. Maybe you can learn other things from that trade, from that other person, but apply it in different ways to your own. So, yeah, think about what is your goal here? What are you trying to do? How long do you want to spend here? Like, what does the money mean to you? Time horizon, I just touched on that a little bit. Super important. Is this something that's a 20-year thing? Do you want to become more of a full-time trader? Are you part-time? Is this something you're doing, just on the weekends, right? What are your time horizon goals here? What are you trying to make? Not only what you're trying to make money for and why, like what the goal is, but like for how long are you going to be participating in this? And then start to think of like, what is your life set up like? Do you have kids? Do you have a job? Do you have a lot of time? Are you able to be attentive to news and shifts in regimes and sentiment and all that? Or are you a bit more passive and you check in every once in a while? Again, that's going to matter, right? Because some of these stocks that are really reliant on earnings and news releases, like the AI Bitcoin miners right now. You have a lot of things, announcements and debt and all this stuff. And if you're not paying attention to this, right, you could be wildly offsides, wildly onsides. Maybe you need to take profit. Maybe you need to enter or exit or whatever. And if you're not in tune with that and you're not able to stay dialed in, then maybe that's an asset class you actually want to avoid. So you can see kind of where I'm going with all this, right? Another interesting one is, when are you at your best? When are you peaking? When is your flow state, right? So right now it's 8 a.m. for me. I wake up around 5:36, and this is when I am at my best, right? So I try to record a video when I'm kind of vocal and attentive and energetic so that it can come across to you guys a little bit better. Same thing for me in markets. I want to make all of my tough decisions when I'm at my best. I don't want to do it at 7 p.m. or something like that, right? So maybe I don't want to be trading meme coins or betting on sports or something when it's 7 p.m. and I'm just kind of lackadaisical and not like at my A game, right? You want to be setting everything up to make your decisions when you are peaking. And this gets into everything else about like sleeping well, eating well, having good relationships, balancing your life and all that, right? But again, when are you at your best? And let's try to funnel in the things and the decisions you're making into that time frame. Next, when it comes to asset classes and all the different options out there, like what are the things that are attractive to you? What are the things you're interested in? Do you like pharma and technology, or do you like interest rates, ETFs, or do you like, cryptocurrency and changing the world and decentralized finance? What are those things that actually interest you? Because nothing will piss you off more than picking an asset class you actually don't like, doing it at the wrong time for the wrong reasons, and losing money in it. There's nothing worse, and then you will spite this whole process and probably leave trading for good. So you really want to go into the things that interest you, because that is going to be the place where you can start to find real edge over real time. And on that note, just think like, if I find an asset class that I really like and I match it with my risk profile, like, okay, let's say I like the pharmaceutical stuff, the healthcare, whatever, and I'm a highly volatile person. I can handle volatility and swings. Well, maybe I want to start to bucket myself into that biotech sphere, right? Lower to micro cap stuff that's moving a lot based on a lot of news. And I have time for it. I could stay up with the news and I don't mind the ups and the downs, and I'm in it for short term. Like, you can start to see how that matches your actual preferences, right? So something to think about. And then guys, don't be afraid to use AI to be like, this is all of these answers, right? Now find me some mentors, some theoretical mentors through trading's history that would be good for me to read about. If you are this, value investor who doesn't like shiny objects, you like low volatility, you have a long time horizon, well, maybe it's going to be like, well, you should go read everything about Warren Buffett, right? Or ask AI to give you like all of Warren Buffett's top trading tips from all of his books, and right, start to implement that to yourself, right? Some other people are more like Jim Simons, high frequency data, going based on less vibes and sentiment and feel, and more based on data and back testing and all that. Right. Then there's somebody in the middle, maybe they're like Paul Tudor Jones and swing trading, and right. Ask AI to look at all of your preferences and find mentors for you. And then what are the sources of things that can help you be more like them? Because there are billionaires across all these different personality archetypes and profiles. And then one that's like really slept on that people just don't think about is like, who are you spending time talking to about this stuff? Are you a lone ranger? Do you have a small group of people? Is it just your friends? Is it people that are better than you? Did you get into a group of like really killer executors? Admit where you are along that spectrum and then what you want. Do you want to be a lone wolf? Do you not want to be influenced and compare yourself to others? Or do you want to have like a symbiotic, learn through osmosis group of killers that you want to be around and shoot ideas back and forth, and you're open to feedback and you'll tell them candidly about your positions? This is something to think about and to work on over time. Like if you want to be solo, work on deleting all the communications. Maybe you don't want to be interacting with people. Maybe you don't want to be DMing or on Discord or whatever. So you can focus on where all this stuff we're talking about makes sense for you. Or you could go the complete opposite way and start DMing all the people you respect, try to comment on their stuff, allow them to give you the opportunity to spend more time around them. That's kind of how I operate. And it always helps me kind of compare and contrast theories and fine tune my stuff. But then I have another buddy who likes to kind of be off by his own and not be influenced by other people's thoughts and have hard solo conviction on things. Either one, again, is okay. And last but not least is there's a ton of different assets, guys, like single stocks, ETFs, options, perp trades, Polymarket, DraftKings. There's all sorts of ways to speculate and spend your time and try to make more money and wealth over time. Just be open to all of them. And once you answer all these questions, again, you can kind of think to yourself, it's probably becomes a little bit more obvious, but use the tools at your exposure to ask, like, what do you think I should trade then? Ask AI, ask your friends, what do they think you'd be good at based on everything you talk to them about stocks? And then once you find, like, the most important about this whole video, once you find that lane, go that way. Don't diverge because of this and that or whatever. And you will. I still do. But like try to focus on regaining the center of the lane. And that's where you're going to make all of your gains in the long term. So good luck out there. If you want to comment below as to what the perfect thing for you is, I'd love to know. Everybody is different. So that's it. We'll see you again for another video.